It's time for the ultimate Pixar Inside Out to recap cartoon. You know the drill. This is gonna be one of those videos where if you do know what Inside Out is, you're probably not gonna have any idea what I'm talking about. So if you haven't seen the movie or the first video, then go watch them right now because there are major spoilers coming. Also, this is going to be very different from my usual videos. There will be no voice acting, and it'll just be me narrating everything. Anyway, let's get into it! We start off with Riley's family moving into their new house. They've got a big, spacious kitchen, an even bigger backyard, and it's all in a nice little neighborhood. It seems like this is gonna be a great place for Riley to live and grow up in. And so far, she's having fun at her new school and making some friends. But it's only a matter of time before the emotions in headquarters notice that she is feeling kind of off lately. After Joy notices that they're getting much less laughter out of Riley than they used to, she decides to investigate. She sends Sadness to follow her around to see if she can figure out why she is so upset. And what they discover is that unlike when she was younger, Riley's emotions are starting to manifest physically, which is something they hadn't seen happen yet, since they only ever witnessed it happen in other kids during the first movie. This worries them because it means that Riley's emotions are being properly processed, and she could end up in a state of constant negative emotions if nothing is done. This becomes more apparent when during one of Riley's hockey games, she gets frustrated after missing a shot and starts running away from the situation, forgetting all about the game. This causes her team to lose and leads to her parents being disappointed in her, which really hurts her feelings. And when we find out that it has been happening a lot more frequently since they moved, it's safe to say that Riley is really struggling with this transition. And back in headquarters, the emotions are growing increasingly worried for her. They know that they need to do something, but they can't think of what exactly that would be. Fear believes that they should just avoid these emotions entirely and push through until things get better. But Joy knows that that's not a good idea, since Riley will only be able to keep suppressing her feelings for so long before they eventually bubble over and cause an even bigger problem. Instead, she wants to use the memory dump to look at some of Riley's old core memories to see if there is anything in there that could help bring back her smile. While looking through the memories, they stumble upon one that seems particularly strong. A memory of Riley winning a trophy for being the best young player at her old hockey team. This memory makes Joy realize that Riley used to love hockey, but since moving, she hasn't had the chance to play anymore. And so, that must be what's causing her to feel so upset. So the plan is set. The emotions will sneak into the real world and sign her up for the local hockey team. Hopefully, this will be enough to turn things around for her. But while they prepare to leave, they're interrupted by Anger, who has finally figured out how to control his powers. He starts by making a few small adjustments to the color scheme around the room, but he quickly ramps things up by creating a full-on rainstorm outside. Just as he's about to make things even crazier, though, he is stopped by Disgust, who uses her super strength to smash him through the wall and knock him out. Then they all leave for the real world. Back in San Francisco, the emotions arrive at the community center where Riley's old hockey rink used to be, only to find out that it's now an expensive restaurant. After realizing that it's pointless to try and find the old rink, they decide to check out the local listings and find that there's a hockey tryout going on later that day, though they still need to find a way to get Riley to go. In order to come up with a plan, they stop by the house to look through some more of her memories, but they don't have much luck finding anything useful. However, when they're about to give up, they stumble upon a memory of Riley and her dad watching her old hockey trophy together. From this, they learn that Riley really admires her dad, which gives them the idea to pretend that her dad suggested that she join the team, so they can manipulate her into doing it. When they return to HQ, they find out that Anger has escaped from his prison and is looking for revenge against Disgust. In order to stop him, Fear convinces everyone else to hide in the console, while he stays behind to try and reason with him. As Anger starts to take his anger out on the headquarters, Fear tries to tell him that he understands why he is angry, and that it's okay to feel that way, but that it's also important to control his power and not hurt anyone while he is in this state. This calms him down a bit, but Anger soon loses control again and knocks Fear out. Then he throws the console to the ground and prepares to deal the final blow. Meanwhile, the other emotions arrive at the community center and try to convince Riley to go watch the tryouts, but she doesn't want to. To change her mind, they try to fake a phone call from her dad, suggesting that she should go. But that only makes her sad because it reminds her of how much she misses him. Luckily, before things can get too bad, the emotions are sucked back into the console by a newly empowered anger. He then demands that they listen to him from now on, because he is tired of always being ignored. And with that, he places the console on top of the fridge and pretends to be a superhero. Now, stuck inside the kitchen, the emotions have to work together to escape the console and fix what anger has broken. Luckily, they don't have to do this alone, since they're soon helped out by Bing Bong, who had previously woken up in the memory dump and decided to follow them around to see what was going on. Together, they're able to escape the console, stabilize Riley's emotions, and she goes off to try out for the hockey team. On the way to the rink, she runs into some of her bullies. But instead of letting them get to her this time, she stands up for herself. This shows that they've succeeded in helping her process her feelings, but they still need to repair the damage that anger caused to headquarters. In order to do that, they make a quick pit stop at the dump to recruit some trash monsters to do the job. While they're gone, though, anger sneaks out of the house and heads straight for the HQ. He looks around to see what damage he can do, but he soon stops when he sees that everything is already destroyed. Furious, he turns to leave, but he's stopped in his tracks when he feels a hand on his shoulder. Turning around, he finds himself face to face with his past self. Past anger explains that he knows why he est feeling this way and tells him that it est okay to be weak and scared sometimes. But he needs to remember that he's stronger than he thinks. He then hands the smaller version of himself the hand that he had cut off earlier and tells him that he'll always be there for him. Realizing that he doesn't need to be angry anymore, anger breaks down and hugs his past self. Then they both disappear. With the headquarters repaired and Riley's emotional state stable once more, the emotions return to the console to watch over her as she sleeps. Just as they're about to go back to their own islands, though, Joy takes a moment to thank Fear for helping Anger and for supporting her along the way. She then gives him a hug before they all head back to their respective islands. As the screen fades to black, we hear some soft snoring from Riley, indicating that she's finally at peace. The movie then ends with a little post-credit scene showing that the real-world versions of the emotions have returned to headquarters as well. That's all for this video. If you enjoyed it, please make sure to leave a like. If you want to see more content like this, subscribe and check out the animation playlist. Thanks for watching.